Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Director of Football Sabotage with Livorno. So in today's episode we are going to play the Spanish giants Real Madrid in the first knockout round of the Champions League. But of course there's some fixtures to review since our last time we met. So the last time we met was the 2-2 draw against Torino during the January transfer window. And if any of you are wondering, nothing happened after our window shut. Obviously, a lot of other European nations, their January transfer window lasts longer than the Italian one. Thankfully, nobody else came in for any of our players, and we managed to hang on to everybody. So we followed that game up after Torino with a 2-1 away win against Sampdoria. Weber put us in front, they equalised, Vlahovic got us in front again, and we held on for the 2-1. We were then into the Italian Cup quarter-final where we faced Roma at home, and we won this one 4-0. Vlahovic, Weber and Solossi with the goals. Next up was Crotone, back in the league, and this time we won 2-0 at home, completely dominating this game, but not really creating the chances. Own goal put us in front in the 30th minute, but then Weber got a penalty in the 57th. Next up was the first leg of the Italian Cup semi-final, where we are facing Napoli, and the first leg went incredibly well. We won 4-0, Weber with a hat-trick, really is hitting some form. He has been getting in the team ahead of Vlahovic right now as Ponce is getting back to full fitness, and as you can see, Ponce rounded out the 4-0 win. And finally, the last game before we played Real Madrid in the first leg was a 4-0 home win against Chievo. Ponce got a double, Ventroni with one, Carlwright with the other. They did have a man sent off in the 29th minute, which made it a lot simpler. And this is how the Serie A table looks after that run of fixtures. We are only 3 points clear of second place AC Milan. They're having a very, very good season, but we should still win this league, I think. We've only been defeated once against Bologna, obviously. And guess what? Bologna is our next game in the league as well. So we'll play this Real Madrid game and no doubt we'll have another defeat added to our record away from home this time. But yeah, we're at the Real Madrid game, so let's get into the team selection and see who's going to start for today's game. Plazzari, Zango, Saavedra, that's fine. Ventroni, Patrick Vasilev, that's great. Solossi, Pizzulo. Do I want to start Carlwright? I do want to start Carlwright. He's going to go ahead instead of Solossi in that centre midfield. Alternate Vlahovic and Ponce. I want to start Weber ahead of Vlahovic. Anyone I want to get on the bench? No, not really. We'll keep our backup goalkeeper on the bench, which I don't usually do, by the way. I usually take him off when we've only got 7 subs. So, we're getting to this first leg. We are away from home against Real Madrid. They've got a very defensive formation. The deep defensive midfielders in midfield. Christian Eriksen on the left. I'm not too sure about that with his pace. That might be interesting at 36 years old. But Daniele Rugani, decent Italian centre-half, 34. I mean, they've got a bit of an aging squad there with the real-life players. Vaslik is a player I've looked at quite a few times before he went to Real Madrid. He's a Czech Republic striker. He looks absolutely fantastic. I think he went to Brazil. He did go to Brazil at 3.7, then he signed for Real Madrid. And he's been bagging in the goals ever since. Alwang is one of the best strikers on the game. Absolutely fantastic. Not striker. Attack midfielder, sorry. That's why he should be playing on 350 grand a week. Nice for him. But yeah, that's enough about them. Let's get into the game and see how we get on. So we kick off away from home. As you know, is definitely the preferred method of playing the first leg. So we know what we have to do going into the second leg at home. Now, I'm not expecting anything from this game, to be honest with you. An away goal will be fantastic if we can keep this down to a reasonable scoreline, so we've got something to fight for in the second leg. If you do remember, a couple of seasons ago we did play them in the Europa League semi-finals. I think we drew at home and then ended up actually beating them away from home. But yeah, so they are a good side. We are a good side. Away from home, give me a 1-1. I would take that. Salvador on the right-hand side for Real Madrid plays the ball and we managed to get it clear. This is a highlight that has continued from a corner and has now ended. Going by the match stats, we are absolutely dominating this game. Completely dominating, although we haven't really seen much in the way of highlights going our way. And that's going to be it for the first half. A very, very impressive first half, might I add. 70% possession we currently have. So we'll kick off the second half. No changes required. And we'll see what happens here. So we do have some big names on the bench that we could definitely bring on to look to create something in this game. Solossi and Vlahovic being the two that I'm thinking about, and them are going to be the double substitution I'm going to make. Who's playing the worst out of our central midfielders? Carlwright's not having the best game, but Pizzulo is slightly less in match condition, so we'll get him off instead. We'll put Solossi in that Mezzala role. We'll take off Weber as well. We're going to keep on Ponce because he's just such a good player. I don't really want to take him off. Now, I don't know if this is a highlight or just because I made some substitutions, but we'll stick with it. Ponce to Ventroni on this right-hand side. Get the ball in. Webber's there. And I've just taken him off. Cancel the subs. He's not going off anymore. He is staying on the bench. Absolutely fantastic cross by Ventroni. Great play by Ponce as well to pick him out. And then Webber does the rest. I think he hits the bar from a header and it goes in. 1-0 Livorno. We're going to go on to balance and just hope that things chill out a bit. So in terms of changes, we are going to get Solossi off. Solossi on, for Pizzulo to save his legs. And we'll switch in with Kyle Wright. Vasilev, we haven't got DeMarco on the bench, but we do have Diego Cafagna who can go on instead of Ventroni, who's had a fantastic game, even if it's not average rating, purely down to that fantastic assist. 13 minutes to go, and we have another highlight. Karl Ivert wins the header, but Saavedra can mop it up. Let's see how this highlight falls. Diego Cafagna to Altener. He plays the through ball over the top for Webber on the right hand side. Ponce's back post. That would have been a fantastic header if he'd managed to put that in the back of the net, but it wasn't to be. Another highlight now. Karl Wright with a free kick from very deep, and that's not a highlight. It's not. Ball played over the top by Eriksson to Vasilik. And just as we were mocking Eriksson before the game due to his poor physical stats, it hasn't affected his technical ability whatsoever, and it's a fantastic through ball for Vasilik, the other guy who were pointed out. Why do I do that? I don't really know. But it's a fantastic finish. No chance for Plazzari. But 1-1, I said I would take it. Obviously, I'm hugely disappointed to actually draw this game after the utter domination going by the match stats. But a 1-1 at the Bernabeu is nothing to sneeze at. As Diego Cafagna's in the box, I thought, it was number 6. He just let it go past him, Solossi. But there we are. Full time. Real Madrid 1. Livorno 1. A very, 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 very good start. Let's get into the second leg and I'll show you the fixtures in between. Right then, we're back for the second leg. We'll quickly run through the fixtures that you've missed. So we faced Bologna after the first leg and we actually beat them. Surprisingly, it was a very, very close game. I'll quickly pull up the match stats here. It does look like we dominated a little bit, but it wasn't that clear cut. We did not create too many chances. Neither did they, but whatever Bologna do, they do sort of have our number. You know what I mean? They are always the team that gives us the major problems. We followed that up with a 4-1 win against Brescia. Ponce getting all 4 goals in that game, which is absolutely fantastic. We then, in the second leg of the semi-final of the Italian Cup, got beat 3-2 off Napoli, but it didn't matter as we went through on the aggregate score. We then faced Cagliari and won 5-0. Ponce with a double, Altener, Ralovic and DeMarco. So this is going to be the lineup for today's game. Plazzari, Zango, Saavedra, Ventroni, Patrick, Vasilev, Kyle Wright, Pizzulo, Altener, Ralovic and Ponce. We've got some fantastic subs, DeMarco, Solossi, and that's pretty much it. Cafagna's alright. So Real Madrid come at us with the exact same formation with a very, very similar starting 11. Eriksson is out for Rodrigo, who was a lot better player, but whether he's a left midfielder or not, we'll wait and see. So we'll kick off this game and see how we get on. So, we're at home, we've got the away goal, it is 1-1, the power is in our hands, but if you remember the Europa League semi-final, the power was in Real Madrid's hands last time. I think we drew 1-1 against them at home, and obviously went to the Bernabeu and beat them, so hopefully we don't have a repeat of that as Ralovic puts us 1-0 up, 1 minute and 30 seconds into the match. Vasilev with an absolutely fantastic assist, some decent play from Patrick to win the ball back there. Fantastic cross by Vasilev and Ralovic. A very, very simple header from really. Wasn't too much competing against him from the defender. And we go 1-0 up. We'll have to keep an eye on Real Madrid's formation in this game in particular. I will imagine they are going to change things up and go for it if they are not back in this game very soon. And Kyle Wright puts an absolutely fantastic strike in the back of the net. His 10th goal of the season. Assist for Pizzulo. Our 2 central midfielders combined after a Vasilev throw-in. And Matt and Real Madrid look like mugs. That's exactly what's happening right now. And just as I've said that, there's a highlight straight after kick-off. Patrick, though, dispossesses Garcia for them, and it might even be our highlight. Pizzulo drives forward in the centre, sets Vasilev away again on the left-hand side. Punches at the front post, he hits the bar. Courtois in goal either keeps it out or the woodwork keeps it out. I thought we were going to go 3-0 up. Another highlight, corner by Altener and Ralovic with a double chance, and he can't beat Courtois at his near post. Another highlight now, this time it's Ponce going down the left hand side. Pizzulo to alternate inside. We've got 3 men in the box. Ralovic is there. He finds Kyle Wright. Courtois with a fantastic save. Vasilev scored it though. Ponce. And Noel Ponce gets it in the near post, beating Courtois to put Livorno 3-0 up against Real Madrid. Now, Real Madrid mustn't be the side that they once were at the start of the game. Obviously, we've got some fantastic players, but I did not expect us to be 3-0 up 15 minutes in to our second leg of a Champions League first knockout round. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. And I think if we can beat Real Madrid like this, I should shut up. Kyle Wright with his 11th goal of the season from a direct free kick. I'll not shut up. I think we should beat anybody, really. I think we can give anybody in the world a game right now. If we are smashing Real Madrid like this, 4-0 after half an hour. Patrick clears and maybe we can break. Ralovic, Ponce with a fantastic header to find him. And he breaks, he completely does the defender. And he's got 2 men in the box. Oh, they didn't get to the back post quick enough. But Ponce keeps alive. Ventroni, we've got a lot of men forward. Maybe I should change that. Patrick to Pizzulo. Vasilev's there again. He loves an assist. Back to Pizzulo though, and we're building it back up. Being patient our player, but I'm not a patient commentator, so please lads, can you just, either hit the target and get a goal or miss. Ventroni on the right hand side now gets dispossessed, and is it going to be a Real Madrid? After all that, is it going to be a Real Madrid attack? It is. Alwang, absolutely dreadful by Zango, and Vaslik, he has got a clinical finish as was seen in the first leg, and he gets Real Madrid a little bit of a lifeline. We're 4-1 up still in this game, 5-2 up on aggregate. But they have their away goal now, and if they decide to turn it on, we could be in trouble. But we managed to go in half-time, 4-1 up on the night, 5-2 on aggregate. We're not going to change a damn thing as we are dominating Real Madrid. I was considering maybe going to the counter or at least the balanced approach, but the positive approach seems to be completely shutting Real Madrid out right now, so I'm not going to change it just yet. This might change my mind. No, it won't, because he's rubbish. Another highlight, Christian Eriksen must have came onto the pitch. He's got the direct free kick. It goes straight to Plazzari, and that's not a highlight either. This is Nova. Altaner switches the play to Ventroni on the right-hand side as the highlight continues, and Vasilev's back post, and he gets his goal, his 3rd goal of the season, to go with his, 2 assists or 3 assists tonight. Absolutely fantastic stuff by him. Our 2 wing-backs combine to give us our 5th goal on the night. 5-1 against Real Madrid. Fantastic strike, no saving that. And we're 6-2 up on aggregate. Do you know what it is? 23 minutes to go. We might as well get some of our boys off and save some of the legs for some of the more important fixtures. So we'll get Kufania, Solossi and DeMarco on for our right wing back, centre midfielder and left wing back. Another highlight now, Ponce with the ball in. It's cleared by the Real Madrid defence, but Kyle Wright's on the edge of the box, and we all know how he loves a long shot, and he gets himself his 12th goal of the season, his 2nd goal of the game, and we are 6-1 up against Real Madrid in the Champions League knockouts. It's absolutely fantastic. You couldn't have wrote this before the start of the game, but 6-1 is a little bit ridiculous. Kyle Wright's got a hat-trick. I didn't even click on he's got a hat-trick. Vasilev did get the 2 assists, so a goal and 2 assists before he left the field of play. And it looks like full time is going to fast approach. Real Madrid have had enough. They want to go home with the tail firmly in between their legs. And there we are. Livorno 6, Real Madrid 1. I'll say it again. Livorno 6, Real Madrid 1. 7-2 on aggregate. We safely go through to the second knockout round. Or is it the quarterfinals? I can't remember. Whichever one it is. We are into the next round. Kyle Wright with a man of the match performance. 3 goals from central midfield. Absolutely fantastic. We'll take a look at his attributes just to remind you how good he is. Our Scottish central midfielder. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I'll quickly check as to when... I'm sorry lads, I don't think I'm going to do the draw. Or maybe I am. Maybe I'm lying. Let's take a quick look because it didn't actually say that there. There is still a lot of fixtures to play to see who is in the next round. First knockout, quarter-final, draw, beat, so it's a little whiles away, so you'll find out in the next episode. It'll be in the thumbnail, and you'll see who we're going to play. We'll have a quick check to see how the other ties have gone. Man City, Man United and Chelsea, all the English teams going through there. Bayern look like they probably will go through against Lyon. PSG are favourites in that Valencia tie. Inter Barca's 1-1, you would imagine Barca will overturn that and get the win, and Liverpool will probably go through as well. So probably 4 English teams in the quarterfinals alongside Barca, PSG and Bayern. But anyway, obviously the next episode is going to be that Champions League quarterfinal against the mystery opponent, so I will see you then. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you are enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.